That's interesting. And chairman came in and we went around the office. Okay, so we went around the office and came back. Get ready for the next commercial break and then we'll take it. Okay, so that's Chairman Wontumi's arrival. And he will do the Hebrew prayer for sure. Now, though, let's talk about the NPP. You have to turn one of the screens so that chairman can see. Okay, he can watch from the other screen. That's fine. NPP national chairman. So let's start with the first one. And tonight we are paying tribute to them. This is BJ Darocha. He's the first chairman of the New Patriotic Party in 1992. I'm not finished, and you take a picture. This BJ Darocha is the first chairman of the New Patriotic Party in 1992. Mr. Darocha has also been the president of the Ghana Bar Association and was also a general secretary of Professor Buzia's Progress Party. So Mr. Darocha was the obvious chairman when the politics started. He was chairman in 1992 and he could not lead the NPP to win the 1992 elections. Next after him was Mr. Peter Ala Ajete. Peter Ajete was also president of the Ghana Bar Association, and one wonders why NPP chairmen are all lawyers. But as we go down, you see different professions coming. Peter Ala Ajete, one of my own favorite people, became Speaker of Parliament, of course, and he became the chairman of the New Patriotic Party for the 1996 elections. Unfortunately, Peter Ajete could also not lead the party to power in the 1996 elections. He had all sorts of difficulties with his presidential candidate, J. Kufuor, etc., etc. The rest of the story is history. Okay, next after him is Mr. Ni Samuel Odoi-Sykes, another lawyer, senior member of the bar, became the third chairman of the New Patriotic Party. And Mr. Odoi-Sykes it was who was able to lead the party into power in the year 2000. Ni Odoi-Sykes is happily still alive and still with us. The first two have passed to eternity, but Ni Odoi-Sykes is happily still with us. He still lives at the airport residential area, and people who want to visit him, you should remember the good work of Ni Odoi-Sykes. He was also a member of parliament in 1979 for the Ododo-Dio constituency. Odoi-Sykes was elected on the ticket of the Popular Front Party, the PFP of Victor Usu, in 1979 to become the member of parliament for Ododo-Dio then. And later on, he became chairman of the party. His last appointment will be as Ghana's High Commissioner in Canada. Okay, next after him is Mr. Kufuor's favorite, Haruna Eseku, who was also a deputy minister during the Buzia era and a member of parliament. Haruna Eseku became the chairman of the New Patriotic Party when President Kufuor became the president. It is reported that one of the famous things that we remember Haruna Eseku for is him accusing the office of the president at the castle for receiving money from businessmen, and that became a big story. The NDC had milled that story all the way till 2008 election, but Haruna Eseku was a great man, a great servant to the nation, and a great member of the New Patriotic Party. Let's move on to see who is next. Next after him came one of the most popular chairman of the party, Peter McMahon, was particularly popular. Now, McMahon was popular because he was chairman of Western Region, but his origins were in Ashanti. And so he combined Ashanti and Western Region, and he won a very massive votes in about 2005 or 6, something like that. Peter McMahon was elected chairman of the New Patriotic Party at the time. Next after Peter McMahon was Mr. Paul Afoko, who was also elected in the Northern Region amidst a bit of controversy, but Paul Afoko won a very big election at the time. We all know how Paul Afoko's story ended. Eventually, he fell out with aspects of the party hierarchy, and he was removed together with Kwabena Ejepon just before the 2016 election. So Paul Afoko was the next chairman. And then since Paul Afoko, we have had the next one is Mr. Freddie Blay, who is the incumbent chairman. Well, Freddie Blay began as a first vice chairman of the party, and then he became chairman in 2018 when he defeated Stephen Intim in the famous elections in Koforidua. Now, who is Freddie Blay? Freddie Blay is a long-time politician. He's been a student politician all the way through. His uncle is Mr. R.S. Blay. Why do we mention R.S. Blay? Because we talk about the big six in Ghana, but if you were to make the big six, big seven, the seventh one would have been R.S. Blay, because R.S. Blay was part of all the conversations that sent the six to prison, but he was not there when the arrest occurred. When the police came and arrested the six, R.S. Blay was not there. People believe that he was lucky, but history has then put him beyond the six. So if you want to talk about big seven, R.S. Blay is the seventh person. That's Freddie's godfather and personal uncle, and perhaps he trained Freddie in politics. So Freddie has been a member of parliament since 1996, and as a CPP member of parliament for Elembele, he has been working with the New Patriotic Party throughout the process, in media as well. Freddie Blay is the owner of Daily Guide, which is edited by his wife, Gina Blay, who is now Ghana's High Commissioner in Berlin. So Freddie is bowing out on Saturday. He is no longer going to contest. He's not part of the story, but he's going to lead the event on Saturday and give the opening address to the delegates at the Accra Sports Stadium. Of course, Metro TV's coverage has already been announced to you, and we will be there. I will be there, and so keep your eye on us. So that's Freddie Blay. Now, next one is, so who becomes? Who becomes? Okay, let's go to the next line of people who could become. This is the first one who could become. Stephen Ntim is being talked about across the country that time has so, and everyone seems to think that Stephen Ntim will be elected chairman on Saturday. But there are those who don't believe that Stephen Ntim will be elected. I spoke to a very deep NPP guy this evening. He was quite concerned. He said, "Oh, I don't like Ntim." And I said, "Why?" He said, "But look at the list of candidates. Let's have Professor Meya Ekunfi or something like that." So let's see who is next. Next is Professor Meya Ekunfi. Who the analysts tell us that he's begun his campaign very late. That's what the analysts say. Today is what, Thursday. He has Friday and Saturday to turn things around. As of now, the team is leading the polls. I don't think there's any doubt about that. He has a landslide victory, and it looks like he's pushing to team. But Meya Ekunfi is also a very good man, very knowledgeable. He had been director of GES and Minister of Education, Minister of Railway. He's quite knowledgeable and has excellent human relations. We don't know yet whether he will be able to turn things around between now and Saturday. But in politics, even 1 hour is very, very long. Chairman Wontumi will tell you that. Okay, who is next after that? And Stephen Asamoah Boateng, who is a former minister, and also his immediate past job was SIGA, State Interest. He was in charge of SIGA, which is what Edward Boateng is doing. Stephen Asamoah Boateng has campaigned very hard. I've heard him on radio. He speaks well. He has a bit of international exposure because when he went into exile, he was away, and he is a true blue member of the New Patriotic Party. Let's see what happens with that one on Saturday. We will be there to give you live coverage. And let's now go to the general secretaries of the party, and then we'll be wrapping it up. Wontumi will tell us who are the big stories. So for the general secretaries of the party, let's go on and see where we are. Okay, Mr. Joseph Ajenim Boateng, we actually don't have his photograph, but Joseph Ajenim Boateng is the first general secretary of the New Patriotic Party since 1992. And next after him is Mr. Daniel Otchere, who came in as a young man, very, very strong, and is still remembered in the Fourth Republic as the best general secretary of the New Patriotic Party. That, I think, is not in doubt. No one will doubt Dan Otchere's agility, his tenacity, his clear communication, a clear sense of direction, and everybody in the NPP calls him General. I'm sure tomorrow or Saturday when he arrives at the stadium and he's announced, all the stadium will go agog and say General. He is the general on the ground. Dan Otchere was a very, very good general secretary of the New Patriotic Party, changed the party's image. He went on the ground, organized the party, gave them constituency officers, polling station significance. Dan Otchere did a real good job. I'm wondering why he has not written a book about his time as general secretary from 1998 until 2002, including the 2000 elections. I think that we need a book from Dan Otchere in that regard. Who is next on the agenda? That's Nana Hininto. Of course, for us media people, we are excited to see a very senior, famous journalist getting into politics and becoming the general secretary of the New Patriotic Party. Nana Hininto is also credited with beginning Peace FM's Kokroko program. He was for many years the host of GTV's Talking Point. He's an excellent communicator and he's a lecturer at the School of Communications at the University of Ghana. That's incidentally celebrating 50 years right now. Nana Hininto was the general secretary of the party after Dan Otchere. Let's go and see who was next. And Kojo Owusu-Efriye, Sir John, who has incidentally won a case even in death. Recently, the High Court ruled that the special prosecutor has no powers to seize the assets of Sir John, as was described in his will, which became a matter of public concern. That's a matter before court. I'm sure an appeal will be heard, so we can't talk much about it. But Sir John, the general secretary that we also all remember, we remember Sir John because he gave us in the media great sound bites. The last sound bites that we still hold is when Sir John was defeated and he said, "Fear delegates." We all remember that. Sir John gave us great sound bites. May he continue to rest in eternal peace. Next is after Sir John, there is Kalahari, they call him Kwabena Ejapong, who is credited with also being able to do what political parties do now. Before Kwabena Japan became General Secretary, we did not have polling station elections and regional elections being held the same day across the country or the same period. And now the NPP has perfected it. And today we know that the NDC has not yet held their elections, and the NPP will on Saturday complete the process of all national officers and be heading for elections for parliamentary primaries and then presidential primaries. That takes us into 2024. So Kwabena Japan, engineer Kwabena Japan is credited with that. And after Kwabena Japan, then came John Boadu, who is on Saturday on the ballot. He's Chairman Wontumi's favorite candidate, so we'll be talking about him. But John Boadu is on the ballot on Saturday. He's expected to win the election, but there's a big tussle between him and Kodia. Now, let's see those who are competing now. Okay, so this is Justin Kodia from the Youth Employment Agency, the young kid on the block. He calls himself JFK. He seems to have covered significant ground across the country, and he has an army of young people working for him, and Kodia is pushing and pushing. We don't know whether he'll be able to push to the finish line on Saturday. Then who is next on it? There's Otchere Ansa, a former member of parliament and the former deputy minister at communication, electrical engineer, quite well known for his youth activism in politics in KNUST in those days. Otchere Ansa's supporters believe that he's going to win, but he should have started a bit early. He's not started that early. So these are the choices that the NPP delegates will be confronted with on Saturday. So we will ask for a short commercial break right now, just so that you can tell your friend to tell his friend that, Chairman, do you want the prayer before the break, or we should come back and we should take the break before we do the prayer? Let's ask him, Chairman, when do you want to do the prayer?
When we finish the show.
Or when we finish the show, then you do the prayer? The Jewish prayer?
Yes, I will do.
The one you say like, it sounds like Arabic?
I will do.
You do it. Okay. All right. So this is Good Evening Ghana. It's live. Thank you for being on board with us. After the break, the explosion starts with Wontumi right here. But you've just given me a definition that sort of explains it.
Yes.
You are both a celebrity,
Yeah,
and a politician.
yes, I'm both celebrating.
What makes you a celebrity? You are not a film star. You are not a musician.
Yeah, I came to politics in a lot of energy and a lot of style, you know.
Yeah.
You know, so I have a swag in politics.
You do?
Oh, of course. I have a swag in politics.
What one you prefer? Do you speak Ghana at all?
No.
At all?
Mete kakra kakra.
So, teten.
Oh, what can mete?
To make us a teten, you can say, "Well, hear me."
Oh, mete. But I prefer.
But you can say
English.
Eshi Rado, which is Ghana. Eshi is Ghana.
Oh, but mete makase Onyami.
That's what saying.
Obanyami.
That's what saying.
Wontumi.
Onyemi.
Onyami, yeah.
Onyemi. Okay, yeah. So I'm sure you're also telling me about what did you say? What?
Your flashlight, your phone.
Oh, okay. Sorry. All right. I'm sure you're also telling me about Jake Obetche Belamte. How could I have missed Jake? I'm so sorry. Obetche Belamte was the chairman who preceded Paul Afoko. I asked for Obetche's photograph. They have not brought it yet, but maybe they don't have enough time. Obetche Belamte for the list, please, for the record. It's very, very important. It's important to me personally because I knew Jake quite well. Jake Obetche Belamte, may he rest his eternal peace, was also the chairman, I believe, after Peter McMenu, before Paul Afoko. That was it. Chairman Wontumi, good evening.
No, he succeeded McMenu.
Jake succeeded McMenu. Also, after McMenu was Jake.
Yes.
That was 2012.
Yes.
And then
his father also is among Big Six.
Big Six, yes. So Obetche Belamte is among the Big Six. Yeah. Why did you tell Delay that we find money to get woman? Why did you say that? You said that to Delay. We find money. In the interview, you said there are three things why we get money: to pay for expenses, which is correct, and for livelihood, and so for a man, we find money to get woman. So woman, when he gets money, what is it for?
So which one is wrong? Which one is good?
No, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just
which
asking
one is
for more
good
explanation.
and which one is good?
More explanation. How do you find money to get woman?
Paul.
Yes, sir.
Why do we have money? Why do you look for money?
For life, to pay for things, to buy things. Yes.
And then?
And then to give to the church.
And then?
To give to people who don't have.
And then?
Then you spend the rest.
In what? Break it down.
The things you like.
Like?
Dress, shelter, clothing, car.
Why do you want to forget about your wife?
Oh, so when you said woman, you mean your wife?
You see, Paul, you see, he says this, God created everything, and his eyes, he said everything is okay.
Yes.
Then later on, he realized he have to create a woman for man.
Yes.
So he laid down a man and take one of his destiny and then created a woman for a man.
So without a woman, a man cannot live, yeah? He can't.
When we are talking about money, we have something called necessity. You know, it's among of things that we look for money.
I see.
So when you have money, we look for money for daily expenses, for daily bread, you know, of course, and for women.
Have you seen the UTV apology to you?
Paul, I don't want to talk about it because the thing is in court.
But they have apologized to you.
You are the student of law, isn't it?
Yeah.
Eh?
You can't talk about it.
So don't talk
But at least you've seen the apology. Otherwise, we'll show it to you again.
You see, you can show, but it doesn't mean I can see. You know.
Okay. So you are waiting for the court.
If you are showing, it means you are showing. You know. So for me,
but they published to the whole world your name and Chibo Siako that Omo Paucho and all that.
Paul, I'm saying the things that is in court.
You should leave it in court.
I don't talk about it. It's a judicial, so why can you wait?
This is the first time we are speaking after your famous victory in Kumasi, and I was quite worried. And you know that I was talking to Andy and all that. And on Saturday morning, I was abroad and I saw you sitting in the stadium floor, and I said, Jesus, we are dead. And Andy assured me that Chairman will win. But this is the dance that you put up after you won, and you look very fierce. Please, can we see that? Okay, there it is. Have a look. Please play that.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Oh, yeah, Sabayo, oh, yeah, Sabayo, oh, yeah, Sabayo, hallelujah.
What song is that?
You know, the will of God or the God's will be done. You know.
So that Saturday, God's will was done?
Yeah.
And you won a big landslide. Were you surprised? It was bigger than everyone expected.
Yeah, even I would have have more, got more, because 4 stronghold, this thing, they didn't allow them to vote.
To vote at all?
To vote at all. Obuasi West, Fomena, Drabe, and the Tescom. You know, I would have got about 85%.
If those votes came in?
Yes.
But why were we hearing that you were going to lose? What was the point? Did you lose the relationship with the media in Kumasi, or what? Why was all the reports coming from Kumasi said Wontumi was going to lose?
Paul, you see, politics is about what you have done and what you want to do. Or even life. This is how it is. And then from 1943 up to these days, nobody even have won continuous elections, even 2 in Ashanti region. So this was
as chairman?
As a chairman, yes.
From 1943?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Even the one you just shown, everybody was 4 years, 4 years, 4 years.
Yes.
The national chairmanship you shown. So it was the same thing in Ashanti. You know, it was 4 years, 4 years, 4 years, 4 years. What happened was that my predecessor, this is it was Chairman F.F. Antu.
Antu, yes.
Yes. 2000, we used to have Dr. Donkofojo. He was a former finance minister.
Yes, yes.
He was
the
chairman. Then he resigned 4 months to the election. So our constitution, you can be elected or appointed. So they appointed him to be a chairman 4 months. And then we won. Then 2022, then we did the elections. Then
Donkofojo is not 22. Donkofojo is talking 2000.
No, I'm talking about Chairman Anto.
Chairman Anto, okay. So Anto was appointed.
He was appointed.
Okay.
He was appointed
to fill the 4 month space.
To 4 months space to the election.
That's 16.
No, 2000.
2000, yes, 2000. Before time.
Yes, 2000.
Okay. So F.F. Anto was there when the election was won in 2000.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Kwame Donkofojo had left.
He left.
Oh, I see. I didn't know this story.
Yes.
In Ashanti.
In
Towards
Ashanti.
the Kufuor election.
Yes.
4 months to the election.
Yes. He left.
That's a serious matter.
Then
Anto
filled the place.
And
then
won the victory.
We won the victory. Then from there, they voted for him once. Then after that, they said, no, Otchere had a call.
Then Prempe came in, isn't it?
No. After that, 2006, then Chairman Yamankwa succeeded Anto. Then from that time, 2010, then Anto came in again.
And won. Oh, I see.
Yes,
okay.
Anto came again and won. So it's like twice, you know. Then my one is continuous 3 times.
So it was a big story.
It was a big story, so it wasn't easy for me. It wasn't easy for me.
But your reconciliation plan is really working. How did you get that vision to immediately pull people together? We had photographs of you going to see Majority Leader, the senior MPs, and your competitor Goka, and then pulling them along.
You see, I was a constituency chairman for Bosonchi, and they voted.
That's Duchum's constituency.
Yes.
Okay.
Before I was, the regional minister was my MP.
Yes, the current is Ashanti. He's also from Bosomchi.
Yes.
Yeah.
The current. So I was voted twice as a constituency chairman So that time I have a little training, you know, before I was promoted by God and men to be a regional chairman. So it means that I have learned. You know, some people will go for apprenticeship, and some people also will go for school, you know, to become skillful about what they do. So when you win power, you are not winning the power for yourself. You are winning for the political party and you are willing to lead. You see, so when I win, I know I have won for the people. So it's even 2014 when I won, I went to my competitor, Honorable NPP. I went to his house to tell him the reason why you competed with me, come and join me for us to move. You know, so it's the same thing that I did. So I went to see a majority leader, and then from there I came to see Chairman Adom. Then I went to see Adom, Honorable Adom. Then I went to Chairman Asarbediakon also house to see them. Then after that, all the competitors who competed, I invited them for food and drinks for us to think for our party. So this is how it goes. You know, the party is for us. So I'm willing to serve. Actually, once you win, you have a big responsibility for you to serve. So that is why I'm trying to bring everybody together. So
did you spend a lot of money on the campaign? People are complaining these days that regional elections now, you spend a lot of money. Did you spend a lot of money on it?
Even church, we spend money on church.
Yes, I know, but did you spend a lot? Was it a lot?
A lot. A lot. It depends on the person, then you can say a lot or not.
Did you pay delegates
Pay
to vote for you?
To vote for you?
Yes.
I don't know what you are talking about.
Did Wontumi give delegates money that take this and vote for me? Or did you pay for their transport to the stadium?
When you go to church, it's a normal to give
money to the church, yes.
To church.
But that's the stadium where you had the election. It's not church. It's NPP,
No,
Regional Delegates Congress.
you just said, did you
give money to delegates to vote for you?
No, to bring
them to the stadium, yeah.
Take the So how can somebody live? I have 47 constituency, you know, and my region, you know, if you are talking in terms of size of the land, Ashanti is big than Greater Accra, you know. So somebody is traveling from one place to other, you know, the person need a lorry fare to come. I think that one is a normal. But when the way you want to put it, that one I don't understand it.
No, you give envelope to people and say that. So you know what happened in Nigeria in the PDP elections? They were paid $35,000. Delegates are reported to have been paid $35,000 to vote for the candidate that won, Atiku, I believe, of the PDP.
Yeah.
When they got home, they found out that, according to the story, I don't know whether it's verifiable, when they got home, they found out that some of the money was counterfeit, and it was reported that the delegates were told that you are given 35. If you find 10 as good, keep it. If you find 15, keep it. Why are you complaining?
That one is Nigeria. So give Nigeria to Nigeria, give Ghana to Ghana.
So your total budget then for the election was how much? Because you needed to spend money. You yourself moved around. You have to hire PA systems. Your total budget was how much?
PA system to do what?
To talk to people. The microphone. Wherever you go, to the polling stations.
No.
How do you
I
talk
have
to
a great voice. God has blessed me with a voice. So I
you
shout.
You are loud.
It's a free.
You can shout.
Yeah, shout.
Okay, quite clearly, Chairman doesn't want to tell us how much money he spent, but easily we understand that he spent more than 5 million Ghana cedis. Is it too small? Did you spend more than 5 million Ghana cedis?
You are saying it.
Yeah,
so I don't know where.
I'm asking, did you spend more than that?
Paul, I don't know.
Or was it less than that?
Paul, me, I don't know.
I
This
don't
what
know.
you are talking about.
Okay.
I was thinking you are talking about article, but now.
Ghanaians are complaining, and rightly so, right now. After 2020's election was won, they were promised that this would be part 2 of the Akufo-Addo agenda. Now, 24 cedis crate of eggs is now selling at 57 cedis. Petrol has gone through the roof. Kenke is now at 3 cedis. It's from 1 cedi. Everything is difficult. Everything is hard. You campaign, and I'm sure a lot of the ordinary people, especially in Ashanti region, voted for Akufo-Addo because Wontumi was leading. What are you going to tell those people?
Paul, you see, First and foremost, let us thank God and at the same time thank the Ghanaians also. And also we have to thank the president we are having today. When we came to power that time, 2017, our GDP was 3.5. We took over from John Dramani Mahama about 3.5. And then the NPP government, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, grew it from 3.5 to 7.5. Fortunately, unfortunately, you know, we wake up in 2020, then they said some pandemic have happened to the whole world from China, you know. Then it started for Ghana, our economy started going down. So you bear with me that when even John Dramani Mahama was a president, you know, he benefited from free education when our first president was. But he told Ghanaians that Ghana cannot do free education. We can benefit or do it for the next 20 years. But Akufo-Addo said, no, we can do it now. So the time we came, that time we have IMF, we have a lot of bank problems, banking crisis and stuff. But with all these problems, Akufo-Addo managed to do his manifesto promise about 80 to 85%, like free education. You know, when you say it's a free education, you take Nkrumah, even the time Nkrumah was, that time we have about 4.5 million people. But that time, it's only Northern region that benefited from the free education, which our former President Mahama even benefited. But when we came, Akufo-Addo, now we are about 35 million people, but he managed for everybody in Ghana, if you want to go to the secondary school, to benefit. At the same time, he brought a lot of policies like planting for food and jobs, one district, one factory. He also extended a lot of roads, good roads we are enjoying. I don't know where you are living. Where do you live now?
I live in Accra.
Where? Exactly, the area.
Somewhere in Accra.
The somewhere in Accra you are living, in the East Legon, you have seen a lot of asphalted roads ever since you have grew up like you know, yeah, you see, even overheads, Akufo-Addo is doing it. So Akufo-Addo has done well. So the pandemic is not Akufo-Addo's problem. It's the global a problem the whole world, you know, came across. And when he came across, you know, for the first time in the history of Ghana, Akufo-Addo managed for the whole country to enjoy free electricity. Did you enjoy some? You remember? And water, do you remember?
Yeah, I did.
And even he tried also to share money, you know, to a lot of people, free money, and free food. Yeah. And even pharmaceuticals, companies and stuff, he give them a huge money so that we can even manufacture drugs in our country. So he have done a lot. You know, a person who has given you free food, free water, free electricity, okay? Do you think that if he have money, he will let you suffer? No, 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 no. So during the COVID, when the COVID came, what transpired was that time even your wife, you cannot kiss your wife. You cannot even greet your father or your family members or your friend. That time you cannot even go to church. We closed down the church. If you can, now you work in the airport as a board chairman, isn't it?
Correct.
That time it wasn't like this.
Airport was closed.
Airport was closed. And when the airport closed, do you know the meaning of that? It means that the business has shut down, you know, from different countries because all the business people, you know, we have about 90% of things that we imported from different countries. It means that we cannot even travel to go and bring things to the country. So the economy Akufo-Addo took it from 3.5 and he grew it up to 7.5. Then it started coming down to 0.5 in 2020 to 2021. And from 2021 to 2022, Akufo-Addo also managed to work it out. It never happened before. You know, if you calculate the force and how he's working hard for Ghanaians and for the world for them to see. From 0.5, he also has grown up like this to 5.4 as I'm talking to you. After COVID. And suddenly, we wake up one day and then we heard Russia and Ukraine are fighting. That one, Akufo-Addo knew nothing about it. It just happened that Putin and Zelensky, they are fighting. And then American and the European Union started also putting sanctions on them. You know the oil you are talking about, the petrol, the crude. You know, we imported about 60% crude oil from Russia to Ghana. Then immediately, because of the sanction, it cannot go through the normal way we used to have. You know, so because of that, it becomes scarcity. And when the crude becomes scarcity, then immediately the price will go high. You remember demand and supply, isn't it?
I remember.
You remember.
And I'm very impressed that you are talking about demand and supply.
I did economics.
You did, yeah.
I did economics. I'm a businessman.
Yeah, you are teaching me a lot tonight.
You see,
so scarcity, then price will go up.
So the price will go up. So because of that, because the place we have the oil from, now they cannot produce it more or they cannot sell it more because of the sanction and also about the war. Then it affected us. In our language, you say, Osrum, you know, Asase, and so bread. When the two elephants are fighting, you know, the land also suffers, or the trees also suffer or affected. So because of all these things, affects our economy. So the president who came out and protect us, giving us food, our face masks and stuff, he encouraged us. Even the face mask before, you know, the COVID time, we used to import everything to Ghana. Then he encouraged Ghanaians and give them the money.
And now they are doing
for them to do the face masks, and then we started even importing face masks to different, exporting it to different countries and stuff. So Akufo-Addo has done well. The things that with the problem that we are facing is a global. And when he came, this war started. The UN, they promised us that they are going to bring money, about 64 billion US dollars to the whole Africa. This money never come. If you can bear with me, during the COVID time, American people cut about 1.3 trillion. And later, they cut another money. They printed another money at 3.something trillion to them. But we don't have the capacity
to cut money.
Yes,
and to print new money.
To print new money.
No, we can't.
If you print it, they will say you can print it, but they will say it's fake.
Yes.
Unfortunately, for us. So what can Akufo-Addo can do? What Akufo-Addo can do is that he have to manage so that the majority of the people cannot feel the maximum pain. So he have to reduce the maximum pain to minimum pain. So that Akufo-Addo, in his wisdom, you know, God only speaks to the leader. You know, he doesn't speak to you. He speaks to the leader.
He doesn't speak to the opposition.
No, he doesn't. God doesn't speak to the opposition.
Only the leader.
He speaks to only the leader.
I see.
You know, look at this one. Look at this one. Look at this one. Is it not funny? The opposition said, they says that fix the country.
Yes.
Okay. Akufo-Addo say, okay, fix the country. The country was there before me. So I will try to fix it. So instead of fix, I will fix it. So Akufo-Addo started fixing the country, you know, and the world, you know, a developed country will not fall from heaven as it has written in Revelation chapter 21, verse 1 going. That's he said that I saw New Jerusalem coming down. There's no
Please
crying.
check Revelation 21, verse 1 going on so that.
Oh, yeah, you can show.
It says, I saw a New Jerusalem.
Yes.
Revelation 21.
Yeah,
This is about the end time.
No, yes, he was talking about the city that is nice and there's no problem in it. Revelation chapter 21. You see, nowadays, no country, no developed country will fall from heaven. The point that I'm trying to make is that if you want your country to develop like London, like America, or any developed country, okay, you have to work hard and pay tax, so that you can use it to build the country you want.
They don't trust the politicians. They don't trust the politicians about tax.
You see,
people don't trust politicians about tax.
My brother, even your wife don't trust you. So if the majority don't trust the politician, it's okay. But this is the system you have to follow before you can rule any country in the world.
To pay tax.
You see, so Akufo-Addo said, okay, I want to fixing the country. So he started to bring e-levy. Immediately he's bringing the e-levy. You see, then NDC say no. Meanwhile, for the Fourth Republic,
NDC say no or Ghanaians say no.
NDC says no, and I will give you an example. Okay, since from 1992, the Fourth Republic, the government will make his budget and send it to the parliament and they will prove it. When Akufo-Addo make his budget and send it to the parliament, they say no, we won't prove it. Then how can we fix the country or fixing the country? Meanwhile, you can only fixing the country with a tax. And this tax that even Akufo-Addo was introducing was direct and indirect taxing. It's the tax that when you are paying, you don't even feel it.
The e-levy?
The e-levy, yes.
You feel it, Chief.
Listen, example is that if you want to go and send money to your mother, okay, you take a car before you can go and give the money to your mother.
Yeah.
But the e-levy is the quick way to send money to your mother. So you pay something because you are sending it through internet. Okay, it's an e-levy, it's an e-money, e-transaction. So what you do is you pay a fee, like you are taking a car, you be in the traffic, you spend petrol, you can have accident, anything can happen.
But this is safer.
So sending the money through the e-levy, you pay some small, and even the telcos was charging us.
They were before, yes.
Before they was charging us.
Vodafone was not charging though.
They was charging us. So the government, because the government says that I want to get some of the money you are giving to the telcos, and this is say no. And even if you are doing a business in outside, you are doing the business internationally, you are sending money. Okay, assuming you send goods to London and you want to send the money here. Immediately you are sending the money. Probably England, the bank will charge you probably, the bank will charge you about 0.5. But when it comes here, our bank here, the bank will charge you more than 3%.
Oh, really?
Yes, check. Even if you have dollar, you have dollar in your account. If anybody send you a dollar in your account and you want to take the money from there to go and spend it, you pay 3%. So why the banks are here to declare profit and loss? Why we cannot give the same sum of the money to the government? Because the banks are collecting profit. But what is their responsibilities about the bank? Are they doing rules?
No. They're not paying free SHS.
Yeah. So they will go to maybe children's home and do something small and say that this. And at the same time, we put the big responsibility to the government. So the government is saying that, yes, we are bringing the e-levy. Everybody, including the president, if I want to send money, I have to pay. So when I pay, it's a Ghana we will use the money to develop. And the Babi says no.
Who is Bagui?
That is
The speaker.
the speaker.
He didn't participate in the debate.
Oh, please, Paul.
Yes.
You can go. Nowadays, we are living in the world.
Technology.
Anything? Yes.
Bagui said no.
Well, he says that the reason why he's not supporting is that if they pass, NPP will lose. That is why he's not supporting.
But what does he care if NPP lose?
This is what he said. That is why I said check it.
Oh, I see.
We are living in the world of records.
Correct.
Okay? So anything you say will be recorded. Okay? Even if you forget, it will still record.
To your phone.
Yes. To the system. So the NDC people started, doing no, we do demonstration, e-levy, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm playing it, blah, blah, blah. At long last, we pass. When we pass, then they started telling people that no, don't send money through mobile. This is a government when we came. Okay, they brought a paperless system in the port. They cut so many for the people to have a relief. Okay, so Akufo-Addo has done well. We are just in IMF for a short period of time. Ever since from
today, the IMF confirmed that the Ghana problem is Ukraine war and the COVID.
You see, do you know that I'm the first person who announced that Ukraine and the Russia war will affect us?
No, I didn't know.
You can Google, you see. That time I talked to Amani Ghana. He was saying, and I said, hey, Amani, your space you are wearing, I think is too dark. It's too dark. You have eyes, but you can't see. You have ears, you can't hear. As Mark chapter 4, verse 11 says, you become ignorant of the word of economy of this world. You just have mouth and this thing to talk. I'm the first person, who blow this, that is going to affect us.
How did you know that it will affect us?
Because I'm a businessman, and we have knowledge and we have wisdom. Knowledge is what Amani Ghana is using, and I use wisdom.
We are talking about Imani.
Imani
Ghana. Franklin Kujo.
Yeah, Franklin Kujo.
Okay.
Franklin Kujo.
Okay.
If you Google, you will see. I'm the first person who brought it up. You see who blown it. So at the moment, Akufo-Addo, I know I can convince the people because what have happened now. My daughter in London, she used to buy fuel like 20 pounds a week. Yeah. Now he pays 90 pounds a week for her car.
Your daughter?
Yes, for her car. So this one, what is happening in London, that one too, can you blame Akufo-Addo? I'm asking you. Can you blame Akufo-Addo?
I cannot. Somebody is correcting me and says, Paul, I bought a crate of eggs today at 31 cedis and not over 50 cedis, as you are saying. Somebody saying a crate of eggs. I don't know what the experience is, but I don't know where the eggs are being bought from. Maybe when you buy it at East Legon, it's expensive, isn't it?
You see, sometimes, Paul, let me tell you something. Akufo-Addo brought planting for food and jobs.
Yes.
He give people free fertilizers and stuff and for that. But immediately they will hear there is a little increment in the lorry. Then they also will say, assuming if they increase it maybe 50 pesos, immediately we increase the lorry fare 50 pesos. Then he also, assuming we are selling the sack of plantain, okay, we are selling it maybe 100 Ghana.
Yeah.
100 Ghana. Immediately he will hear about increment of the lorry fare. Instead of 100, maybe you put small this in on it. He or she will increase it from 100 to about 150.
When she has already bought it and determined the price. Once the petrol price goes up.
Yes. So we also have to be fair to ourselves. we have to be patriotic to ourselves. You see, can Akufo-Addo determine bringing plantain from Ashanti North to Accra? How much do you buy plantain from Ashanti North? What is the price? Genuinely, be patriotic. Tell us the truth.
So if you bought a tuber for 5 cedis,
yes,
you don't bring it to Kumasi Central Market, or you don't bring it to KJTR and say it's 70 cedis.
You see, so...
Is that what people are doing?
Yes, so all of us need education. All of us...
Is that not still because people don't trust politicians? So they're also trying... They think politicians are stealing. They think politicians are thieves. They just come to power, then as soon as they leave...
Who is the politician?
They leave university and come to power. They are driving big cars.
Even when Jesus and Prophet Muhammad was, there was still the politicians there.
Yeah,
so they are the people who have ruled the world for so many years. You see, so you cannot do without. So you have to be with them and also
and be patriotic so that you don't sell your plantain in excess.
And there's a lot of things that they also blame the. I'm not here to defend the politician.
Yeah.
Okay. But we have a civil servant. We have everything now. The whole world also is in pain. The whole country is in challenge. You see, so everybody, the things that you want to do, you also have to think about. Am I doing the right thing?
Okay. I have a few more questions to ask you. So we will stop here, and I titled this Wontumi on e-levy. We will stop here and take text messages. I hope you guys are ready. Then after the text message, I'll come back to you that everything that you have said, it doesn't allow the person to buy the eggs at 24. I'll come to that. Think about it. Then we'll do a few other things. I'll ask you about...
So there's not only Ghana that the egg has been increased. Even developed countries. Listen, I grew up in London. Now, if you go to the shops and stuff, you used to buy food and stuff, clothes and everything to bring to Africa. Even now, if you go to shops to buy food in London, they will tell you the number of food you can even buy. Germany, even oil.
That's true.
Even
I was in America before.
Even oil, you cannot even have some to buy, even in developed countries. Now, things have changed from its normal positions. The world is moving. We are in pandemics. This is what the people have to realize, that we are not in normal times. The whole world is facing something abnormal. This is what we are trying to explain. So you are a senior journalist. I know you are doing your best. But some people are doing fake news. You know, you can compare. You know, the eggs that you are talking, you can compare the eggs in Ghana and London or any country that you know. The fuel you just mentioned, you can compare the fuel price in Ghana and London. You'll be surprised to know that BP, who brought fuel from London to here, London fuel, the price is higher than Ghana.
Okay. Let's take the text message. Matilda, what do you have? What are people saying?
So coming from Gumzoya Bazumti, Paul, well done for bringing this wonderful chairman to your show. Dean of all chairmen in the NPP. Chairman got his appointment because of his hard work and love for the NPP party. Proud of you. Also from Citizen Thomas, Mr. Paul, Chairman Wontumi is a gentleman personified, bold, fearless, radical leadership. From Edu Jamfi Prince, the indefatigable chairman of our time, I just love his home sense. He speaks with such a phenomenal common sense wisdom. It was indeed good that he won. From Lincoln Abraham Futupo, give Nigeria to Nigeria and Ghana to Ghana part weekend me. And lastly, from Abdullah Abdul Hafiz, Paul, Chairman has improved tremendously in his expression, sarcasm and high sense of humor. I am enjoying his flow tonight. Paul, please tell Chairman we are not happy with the declaration he and his colleagues made in favor of one candidate. Unity is key in these difficult times for the NPP.
Still on Awa Muhammad from Ishaku Junior Isaac says that Awa Muhammad is the obvious choice for the Zongo communities. He knows the people and the people know him as well. Let's vote for someone who can help us break the AIDS, and that person is Awa Muhammad. This is from Isaac Jr. And also from Akrugu Abdul Hafiz. Good evening, Paul. Thanks for bringing Chairman of Chairmen into your show. Watching live from Techiman in Arurano. Keep it up, Adma Wontumi. Samuel Saro says that Nanado has kept quiet when Ghanaians are increasing and inflating commodities and food prices. Why? We Ghanaians know that the uselessness of the NPP is far better than the greatness of the NDC, because the NDC party members and their leaders have already laid an ambush against Ghanaians, and if Ghanaians make any mistake and vote for the NDC party members and their leaders, they will send Ghana back 1,000 years. This from Kwejo NPP. In Ghana, Paul Otchere is what we have. An all-round and full, well-grown institution he is. You can't love him enough. Keep on taking Ghana higher and keep on lifting the media standard in Ghana higher. Stay safe, Paul. From Abdul Hafiz, good evening, Paul. Tell Chairman Wontumi that I love him so much. He is my mentor and I wish I get opportunity to serve him. Citizen Francis says that Stephen Intim was prepared to lead the NPP at this material time. God's time, we say, is the best. God has indeed prepared him to steer the affairs of the NPP at this crucial time in order for the party to jump the 8-year hurdle many are afraid to think about. It is his time. Let's rally behind him. He has whatever it takes to provide the right leadership for the party to weather the 2024 storm.
Also coming from Bennett Danso, breaking the 8 is stronger than apathy. Also coming from Kwame Champon, people are really afraid of Wontumi. They know he's wise and his speech can convince positive people. That's their fear. And also coming from Gomna Ibrahim, my favorite chairman Wontumi, great personality by all standards. And from Don Medical, chairman of all chairmen, wisdom and intelligence are not found in certificates. Oh, great guy. God bless Chairman Wontumi. And then lastly from David Owusu Amwa, I love my chairman. Paul, you shouldn't be smart. Don't forget my chairman is smarter. And then from Sadiq Boniface, Maltima, Chairman Wontumi has given a brilliant summary of our economic woes. Hashtag bouncing back together.
And one from Abdul Salam Mohammed, he says that, good evening, Paul. It's good to be back. Can you please ask Chairman if he was serious about buying Chelsea Football Club? And what was his motivation? I'm a big fan of Chelsea, so I was happy to hear the news.
Right, this is from KK Kaswa in American Town. He says, please, I'm still reminding all the NPP party delegates regions should remember on Saturday a vote for Adred Kesia John Boydu to maintain his position again. Now, this is from Nana Ode. He says, Paul, a crate of eggs is 28 cedis, 30 cedis, and 32 cedis at Dome Market. I bought one crate for 30 cedis at Dome Market today. He continues, the hardship in Ghana is mostly as a result of unpatriotic Ghanaians who are overpricing their products, just like what's happening during the COVID time. Abduzati says, yes, it's true. Even down north, I bought eggs for 30 cedis just today. This is from someone in Koforidua. He says, I bought a crate of egg for 28 cedis. The crate ranges from 28 to 35 cedis in Koforidua. Shabs Inima says, Paul, Chairman has admitted our challenges as a country and has explained factors that contributed to these crises to the ordinary Ghanaian in simple terms. He has proven to be an intelligent yet interesting celebrity. I'm really impressed by his delivery tonight. However, please ask Chairman about the dream he had about the internal election. This is from Michael in Sierra Leone. He said, good evening, Chairman Wontumi. Keep up the good work. Now, Solomon in Mirigu says, Paul, your chairman is superb. He understands the nature of politics, and I want to encourage him to keep it up. We want to see people like him who will not brag about their achievements. This is from Solomon. This is from Abuajin Nwabiaja. He says, it is true that there is hardship in Ghana, but it is not the President Nanado's fault. The COVID-19 pandemic and then the Russia-Ukraine war have led us into such difficult hard times. Also, Ghanaian traders are part of the hardships, since traders price their products with exorbitant rates. Upon all this hardship, free SHS hasn't been cancelled. Teachers and nurses or government workers are being paid, etc. And this is from Otchere Akinting. He says, he's from Brongahafo. He says, please tell Chairman Wontumi he tried. He's flowing and he should keep it up.
Okay. 52 minutes now past 10. So that's 8 minutes at the top of the hour. 11, they are preparing the cake. That's good. And Chairman, okay, so few questions I put. Are you a Liverpool fan, by the way? People are arguing on Facebook.
No, I'm a Man U.
Oh, that's better. Because I saw people there. There's quarrel on Facebook. So you're Man U, you are not Liverpool.
No, I'm Man U.
But you like Liverpool sometimes?
Of course.
When they are playing Arsenal?
No, when they are playing outside.
Outside England?
Outside.
So why, if you are Man U, why were you going to buy Chelsea? Why didn't you?
Every businessman will look for an opportunity.
Okay.
And when you have opportunity, then you just
put it through.
Yeah, put it.
So Raheem Sterling has been bought by Chelsea. Would you have, if you had bought Chelsea, would you buy Raheem Sterling?
Yeah, he's a very intelligent, a brilliant guy. If you see how he did for Man City, actually, most of about 60% of their success is done by him.
Yeah.
So bringing Sterling to Chelsea is one of the smartest moves they have done for themselves, and I think it's a good deal.
You were in Peduase that weekend with the cabinet and everybody, because it's been reported in the graphics. So it said regional chairmen were there. So president was there, vice president was there, ministers of state, deputy ministers, regional chairman. One of the biggest government meetings in Peduase occurred at the weekend. How was Peduase able to accommodate all of you? Regional executives, including the chairman, members of parliament, deputy ministers, ministers of state, cabinet ministers, president, office of the president, vice president, office of the vice president. Tell us what happened there.
On all MMDCs.
All MMDCs. That's a large crowd. Where in Peduase did you guys contain yourself?
We have just done it.
You've done it?
That is a good
I heard that when you people were walking out of Peduase, there was a lot of excitement and hope, because they say the vice president gave an excellent speech and explained to you why we are where we are and how it's going to change. Were you also convinced by what happened in Peduase?
Yes, you see, we are lucky to have just blessed vice president, or to have Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as a vice president. I said it at that time, I think 2020 elections. I said that one of the biggest achievements Akufo-Addo has done for Ghana is not free SHS. It's the biggest achievement for Akufo-Addo is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, because the guy has a very big, sharp brain. You know, if you meet him, the problems you talk about and stuff, and when he started to speak, you will know there's intelligence in his words. You know, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is the person who helped us for us to get e-transaction businesses like e-levy and stuff. He's the same person who helped us for us to develop the ID card, Ghana card. That Ghana card, he was the brain behind. You know, former President Kufuor tried, former Atamas tried, and John Dramani Mahama tried, but it wasn't, they didn't succeed. You know, but when Akufo-Addo came, then he put him in charge. Now we have succeeded. You know, the Ghana card now is
working. And when Dr. Bawumia said you can now travel to Ghana with Ghana card, they said it's not true. But now it's happening. Everybody has seen that it's happening. True.
So this is the guy. He has brought Ghana to compete with international world, international communities about IT. You know, now we are competing. When we was in London, it was a London that, you know, the addressing system and stuff was
so that the car can take you 10 left, 10 right. I have a friend who lives in Germany, and
yes.
She came to Ghana Christmas time.
Yes.
And she was terribly impressed. She told me that, Charlie, this idea with the age of this is Ghana, because when she was coming, people were telling her that,
yes,
get a car and move around, you can do it. She didn't believe it. And then she goes from Wager, from Makati Hill to across to Tema, comes to 25. She doesn't even know Ghana that well. But she told me that this thing there is works bad.
So Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia explained why we are going to the IMF. And
to the group in Peduase.
To all of us. That our IMF is not NPP IMF we are going. It's not like NDC IMF they went. You know, it's like you can marry to lose.
What's that?
You can take a woman, and the woman will cheated on you. But you can also marry to a woman and you get profit.
I don't get it.
You don't have to get it. You just have to listen.
I'm listening. I'm married to lose.
You can marry to somebody.
And she will cheat on you, yes.
You will cheat on you.
Yeah, correct.
And you can marry to another
woman.
The same woman.
Same woman.
Somebody also can marry
her.
The woman, maybe you have left her. Somebody also can marry to the same woman. And she will be good to that man.
Person. Yeah, that's true.
You see?
Yes.
So they're going to the IMF, it's like married to a woman who say it's no good. But MPP married to the same woman.
And
but that
good.
woman is very humble to MPP.
I feel like clapping for you. This is real street wisdom. And the analogy you use, that a woman can cheat on another person, but the same woman will be a great wife to another man.
Yes. You see, when Dramani Mahama was, he went to IMF, they give them the condition that you cannot employ workers. Okay? And at the same time, they started for you to cut down even your expenditure. You see? And even if he was in doing so, you cannot even have money to give it to your people. But today, I'm talking about today, you know the teachers was looking for COLA.
They have it.
20%.
Yeah.
Now the government, Ghana government, we are going for to IMF has managed to give them 15%.
And it's interesting because the IMF said they will keep the free SHS. This is the same IMF that told NDC that you cannot even employ anybody. The same IMF says free SHS continue, we won't touch it. Do it. You see? So that's the cheating woman who is now become a good woman.
Good woman. And the same IMF told you cannot pay teacher trainee allowance and nursing trainee allowance. But MPP, we are doing it.
Under the same IMF.
And the same IMF. Isn't that amazing?
It is.
It's the way you carry yourself, the way you give yourself, the way you package yourself, the way you sell yourself, the way you see, you can own, you can have all the resources in the world, or you can own it. But if you don't have the brains to use it well, you know, it will turn to a curse for you. Example is Israel. Israel is a very small country in the world. Okay, they don't have the resources that we have. But they have trained and developed their mind. So their mind is bigger than gold. The oil we are having, cocoa and timber we have.
And they can do agriculture and feed the whole world.
And do in the small land though, even they are small.
I've not been there. Have you been to Israel?
Yes, once.
Okay.
You see, so the knowledge the vice president have, you know, Ghana, we will never be poor. So NDC people, you see, about 1 week before President Akufo-Addo declared that we are going to IMF, John Mahama says he's a messiah and he wants to give 5 reason models for Akufo-Addo to listen and go. And one of the models was for us to go to IMF. And Akufo-Addo says, yes, I'm a listening president. Okay, I'm taking the IMF, we are going. Now NDC says, no, we are going to do demonstration. Now Mahama turned himself 360 degrees to say now IMF is no good. How does this man works, or how does this man thinks? The man who are saying we should go to the IMF, now the country, because the money they're supposed to give it to Africa, 64 billion, they're supposed to give it to Africa, we didn't have it. Then Akufo-Addo said, no, I don't want the pain to be increased to Ghanaians. So I want to bring the IMF so that the business people, you know, the dollar cannot go too high, you know, so that now everybody can determine. I mean, you can think about 3 months to plan, do your projection for your businesses and stuff. Akufo-Addo Bawumia government says, okay, we are sending ourselves to IMF, you know, and we are going to look for about 4 billion a year. And this is send us to IMF having 1 billion. But Akufo-Addo Bawumia government send us to IMF having 4 billion. You know, it's not, you know, so it takes intelligent people who understand how the governance works to play around and play the IMF.
And Dr. Bawumia is one of them.
Dr. Bawumia is the biggest achievement of Akufo-Addo.
Okay.
He found him, the time he found Dr. Bawumia wasn't a politician. No.
It's true.
He was a banker. You know, he was a banker. And Akufo-Addo poached him. Do you say poach?
Correct.
You know,
Poaching.
he poached him from Bank of Ghana and said, come and be my running mate.
Because recently, Kwabena Japan said that Dr. Bawumia was not even a member of the party, and now Hininto had to do a waiver for him. So you are right.
You see, but now, when you are talking about MPP now, Dr. Bawumia is one of the best person.
Okay, I'll leave it there. So that ends the Dr. Bawumia conversation. I'm seeing that from my editor. Okay, cabinet reshuffle. When is it going to happen?
Paul, you see, God only speaks to a leader.
I like that one.
You see,
God doesn't speak to the opposition.
He doesn't speak to opposition.
God doesn't speak to Speaker of Parliament.
No.
The president.
He speaks to the president, don't speak to the follower.
How do you know that? Why is it written in the Bible?
In the Bible, the time Aaron
was a priest, by the way.
he was a priest, he was the elder brother to Moses.
Yes.
And Miriam was saying that, no, Moses, you cannot do like this. You cannot go here. You cannot do like this. You know? And God said to Aaron and Moses, Aaron and Miriam that Moses is my friend and I speak to him. He's my servant and I speak to him.
So God speaks to the leader.
Yeah, you speak to the leader.
God doesn't speak to opposition.
No.
He doesn't speak to ministers.
John Mahama, no. God doesn't speak to John Mahama.
So
he only speaks to Akufo-Addo.
Okay, so
that is why he's the commander-in-chief of Ghana Armed Forces.
Yes.
And every day.
So in 2015, when John Mahama was president, Akufo-Addo was opposition leader. God spoke only to John Mahama.
That time, unfortunately for John Mahama, the anointing wasn't for him.
Anointing?
Yes.
What is that?
You see, I've already mentioned that. I have already said that, you know, it was given to him in Proverbs so that he won't understand to govern the country.
Yes.
So the position was given to Mahama in Proverbs, in parable. So he didn't understand how to govern.
Because he was not an anointed leader.
He wasn't anointed leader. He was like Saul. You know the reason why they voted for Mahama?
No.
Former President Mills died.
That's correct.
And then he succeeded.
Yes.
Immediately he succeeded. Then he said, oh, he's a nice man. He's a very handsome.
That is true.
So they started praising him. That's, oh, he's very handsome. Oh, you know. So for this, you only have girls.
Huh?
You know, Papa. You know.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about he wasn't anointed. The reason why people voted for him, they will say he's nice. So when
somebody Saul in the Bible, they say he was tall and nice.
It's the same.
It's the same. Yeah.
So
well, I don't know whether they voted for Mahama only because he was handsome. But the analogy you make about Saul is correct.
You can
Google the issues for 2012 election.
You can Google and see.
You say for that you only get girls.
If the woman say you are nice, what do you get?
Girls.
What do you think what you profit? Not from wisdom.
But when you say you get girls, what do you mean? You mean girls who vote for him?
Paul,
or you mean girls who date
Paul,
him?
you can correct it or you can put it the way you understand it. Because everybody in the house understands it the way you want to understand. Don't push me. It's okay. Let me leave it in that way.
Okay, so we're still on the reshuffle. That's what brought us here.
So the reshuffle, we should leave it for the president.
God will tell him.
God will tell him. When the time comes, he will do.
But there's an account proverb that says
did the reshuffle.
There's an account proverb.
Jesus did reshuffle. You know, before he called 72 people.
That's true.
And he reshuffled them to 12 people. Still,
no, that was elimination. Okay, whatever it is.
You can say how it is, you know. But still, the 12 that he called, he chose. You know, still one of them
betrayed him. So what's the point you're making?
I'm trying to make the point that I'm trying to say is that leave it for Akufo-Addo. And when the God speaks to him at the right time,
but they said that the old Chakwan or Nims and the church.
That one, yes. Akufo-Addo is not above for listening or under listening. You know, he will listen, but he will go he is the person who is driving into the distance. So the time I think he needed most. Before we came, that time we have about 90 ministers, isn't it?
Yes.
Then he cut it down. Akufo-Addo cut it down.
In 2020, yes.
In 2020, he cut it down. So the same man who cut it down, and recently he cut his even pay, you know, and his ministers, he cut some of their pays also
by 30%.
By 30%, you know. Even now, the former president is receiving even higher pay than him.
Yes.
You know, because now John Mahama cannot sacrifice his pay. He can sacrifice anything, but as for money, John Mahama cannot sacrifice his pay.
Okay, so that's cabinet. So you think we should wait for the cabinet reshuffle for the president, for God to speak to him? You said President Akufo-Addo is an anointed leader. Just before I go off Metro TV, you said President Akufo-Addo is an anointed leader. It was Professor Mills an anointed leader. Was he an anointed leader?
He was, but he wasn't lucky.
Okay, was J. Akufo anointed leader?
Of course.
Rawlings?
He was energy. He was having energy.
Rawlings?
Yes.
Was he anointed?
Not anointed, but he has energy.
What does that mean? Energy?
Energy. He has something to say to convince people, for people to like.
Okay.
But governance is not like that.
Let me announce that we're going off Metro TV. We continue on social media. Good Evening Ghana official is the place to go on social media. Thank you very much for staying with us. It's now 9 minutes past the top of the hour at 11. We are speaking to Chairman Wontumi. You never get bored. Saturday is the big event at the Accra Sports Stadium. You are going to bring lead Ashanti delegates, that is 47 constituencies, to come and elect a national chairman, national general secretary, national Nasara coordinator, national organizer. How are you looking at this contest?
This one is our culture and our custom that every 4 years we will do election from the polling station coordinators, constituency, region. Then from there we move to national. Then we come to the presidential candidate. So now where we have reached now, you know, is going to elect our national executives, and NPP, NDC, Ashanti they have a name, they have a history, but the players that you choose, that would determine the game that you are going to play, either you win or not win, you know. So on Saturday is a very important day for NPP party, you know. So we pray that the people we have dreamed about for them to, you know, lead our party so that we can win or break the 8th or win the 2024 elections. What we are doing, you know, we are not going to select, we are not going to elect our executive only for the party's sake. We are going to elect them for elections ahead of us, national election ahead of us. And that one, there's all political parties and even other people who want to contest as an independent candidate also can join for us to go for election. So it's a very crucial moment for the party. But I think we have conducted ourselves well, and we pray that NPP will win on Saturday.
So who are you voting for General Secretary?
It's not, Paul. It's not about who are you voting for General Secretary. There's something bigger than that. You know, you said, oh, you want John Boadu. It's not like that. It's not about John Boadu that I'm going to, but what in John Boadu, what is inside John Boadu that I'm going to voted for. Not personality, not somebody is my friend, not somebody, I know somebody, not because somebody, you said somebody will give somebody's money, no, because of It's about what have you done and what can you do. That is why I will vote for John Boadu. Why? The history is that John Boadu was voted in 2014 as an organizer, 2015 as an organizer, and the 2015-2016, the party went to darkness. We had a challenge whereby our national chairman for the first time was suspended, our general secretary was suspended, our first vice was suspended. Then that time, then we said, let us look for a person who can fit and have a skillful and anointing way to fill the space that we have shown the record. You know, when you are playing a football and you show you are player, good player, you show them the record. Then you have to look and search for somebody who have energy, have intelligence, who have to fill so that the pain cannot be high or you can win. So the same thing that we used John Boadu for 2016. Because our national chairman, general secretary, first vice was suspended. So the person we voted for as an organizer immediately, we also added additional responsibility like acting general secretary, and at the same time as a director of election operations, also to addition 3 responsibilities that we give it to him. And you know, when that time people were saying we won't win, we won't do like this, Charlotte said time wasn't easy. Amadou Sile, Kudolok as an IGP, you know, and Kwabna don't call this John Mahama factor, but you know so many things that went into 2016 election. And this man is the person who lead us in national elections, okay, for us to win 2016 elections. You will see John Boadu in the morning in Accra, but in the evening, he's in Kumasi. And then we will start talking, you know, working the plan and stuff. You know, at that time I mentioned about science and data. You know, science and data is not only about math. You know, is you have to work towards that. You know, so John Boadu will be there in the evening. Then in the morning, he will wash himself in my house, clothe himself, and then take plane to Accra. When you come to Accra, you also will see him in Accra office. Something happened. Something drastic happened in 2016. But fortunately, we had favor from God and men for us to win. You know, so and 2020, because of what he did in 2016 elections, we confirmed him as a general secretary. Now we are talking about the breaking the 8, isn't it? We are talking about the breaking the 8, and all the people who are contesting to say they want to break the 8, who have experienced 2 successful elections as a general secretary.
It's Boadu.
It's Boadu. So therefore, the simplicity, you know, that then we have to support him because he have done it before. Now, before, it was our national chairman, our general secretary, and we suspended in 2016. 2020 was a COVID. Now we are in a Russia and Ukraine war. We don't know what is coming on 2024. So it is better you have experienced people to watch. Listen, Chairman Wontumi, I'm good at what I do. You see, me, Paul, everybody will say, Chairman Wontumi, my English is little. So I won't go and say, Akufo-Addo, give me minister or put me on board or put me for me to go and do anything. What I can do is to do my chairman and make sure that when the NDC is coming, I stop them and I increase my vote for us to win. This is I'm good at it.
So you don't want to be chairman of GNPC?
At the moment, who knows? Maybe if probably as you have started teaching me English, who knows? But at the moment, no. At the moment, no. You see.
So you think John Boydu is the best hand for the general
At the
secretary?
moment, if you see, 208 elections, we went in 208 election with new general secretary, new chairman.
Can't remember. General secretary was Nana Ohinito, was it?
Nana Ohinito was new.
And
it was.
Who was chairman?
Mark Manu.
Oh, was also new.
Yes. Yes. You see, so it was new. We went to, and what happened?
And the victory was stolen from NPP.
Yes.
Snatched, not stolen, snatched.
You see? And at the moment, we are going to have new youth organizer, new
chairman,
new treasurer, new chairman, new flag bearer, new running mate. So it will be good
to have at least one old person.
One old person who can be there as
Who's going to be the new chairman, though?
I had a dream.
Great. What was the dream?
I had a dream. I had a dream. I saw on my dream, I saw JB Dankwabuzia and Dombo. And they revealed to me that we should give the chairmanship to Stephen Tim.
That's interesting.
JB Dankwa. Is it interesting for you to dream? You
no,
haven't dreamed before?
I've dreamed before.
You haven't dreamed before?
I've dreamed before. But
you dreamed before?
Yes, many
and
times.
I said I have dreamed.
Yes, you have a dream, yes.
I have a dream.
Yeah.
And my dream, this is what I saw on my dream.
And you saw JB Dankwa?
I saw JB Dankwa.
What was he wearing? What was he wearing? Suits?
He was wearing white, all of them.
All three of them?
Yes.
So it's like Moses, Elijah, and Abraham.
You are saying it.
Appearing to Jesus.
You are saying it. And this is what I saw.
And they told you that they think the chairmanship must go to Intim.
The chairmanship must go to Intim. The first vice. I saw the name Rita Asobire. I saw Edmond Opon Pepra. And I saw Chairman Kisi.
First vice. Okay.
Yes, this is what I saw. And the general secretary, I saw John Boydu. This is what I saw. The woman organizer, I saw KJ Mfua. And then youth and the organizer, I saw Nanabi as an organizer. And something interesting, this dream I have had it twice. Before when I saw the descent, I didn't see the woman organizer. But 3 days ago, I saw the woman organizer as a KJ Mfua. And interestingly, when I had the first dream, I saw Mary Posh as a national treasure. But 3 days ago, when they revealed themselves to me again, they appeared to my dream again. I saw Mary Posh still leading, but I saw a certain gentleman called Charles Jamra, also was trying to pull the lady for him to overtake her. So the lady have to be more.
Are you a kind of prophet as well?
I'm a political prophet.
Political prophet.
Political prophet.
So your prophecies are only political.
I'm a political.
Who's going to win the election in Nigeria next year? Tinubu and Atiku.
At the moment, let's talk about Ghana.
But I can't ask you who's going to win 2024 because you're going to say the NPP.
No, but by science and data, the NPP will win.
By science and data?
NPP will win.
You are sure about that?
You see, NDC doesn't have a choice. We are going to push them to bring John Mahama. And when they are bringing John Mahama, everybody knows what he did. You know, Ghana, when you win the election, we have something called transition. The transition takes 2 years before you can do all your appointment. And then you have 1 year for development and another year for elections. This is how the system or the formation and the rationale, the people who form our constitution, this is how they made it. Okay? So John Dramani Mahama had a chance to be the vice president and acting president and the president. So if he have something good to do, he would have exhibited for the first time he had opportunity as a president to do. Now we know the thing that he have done. So once we push John Dramani Mahama to the NDC. Anything you will say, we just go and bring it to them. That this day and this time, this is what he say. And this is the manifesto he brought from 2008, 2012, 2016. This was the manifesto. So he have nothing new to bring. It was the same man who says that the students have to pay electricity bills and water bills. You know, when John Mahama was. It's the same man who brought Dumso. The Dumso was one of his achievements. You know, so he has nothing new for Ghanaians. You know, and a lot of Ghanaians also remember him for the Burkina Bay guy who brought the car. So all these things, we will package it well and bring it. You know, we will package it.
But they will have something to say. They will say that you said one district, one factory. Where are the districts?
No. We have done it. Google it. You will see. You will see NPP, even if we haven't done all the 275 or now 276 constituency. We have done the majority of the distance. And now, the point is, if you go to every school, we have built a lot of dormitories and classrooms.
I know one for
you know,
yes.
And even if you go to court, you will see the court. They have do the renovations, and at the same time, they have tied even the court premises and staff. Now they have increased the workers' pay. How can you having a problem and at the same time you can give cola, 15% cola to teachers?
Your prayer will come. So please bring the cake, get the cake ready, and then let the chairman's prayer come. Do you have some text messages that we can go through? Do the text messages as we wait for the... Yeah, so go on, Matilda.
From Royal Cole, Haja is so beautiful. Happy birthday to her. I want to send a gift to her, but how can I? From Arimiya Anas, I'm a political science student from University of Education Main Campus. Mr. Paul, I admire you a lot and can't wait to meet you one day. May the good Lord protect you always. From Don Medical, chairman of all chairmen, wisdom and intelligence are not found in certificate, so great guy. God bless you, Chairman Wontumi. From Royal Code, the only chairman with gold on his neck. From Emmanuel Jenmain, Mariam is looking exquisite as usual. Happy birthday, girl. From the medical, wow, Wontumi is great. He would be a very practical economics lecturer. From Nanakwe John Yampon, Chairman Wontumi is a whole institution. The man is very deep. He's been blessed with much wisdom. From Kojong Menu, good evening, Paul. Wontumi is just too good. I admire his honesty and plainness. His humility and kindness in politics is well admired by most of us, and we wish him the best. May the good and best candidates win on Saturday. And from Richard Kofi, my chairman, you're the best.
From Baba Yakubu, he says that chairman always bring back the alacrity to work for NPP, chairman of all chairmen. I salute you guys for making us hear from the best chairman in the world. From Eduje MP Prince, he quoted chairman again, Revelation 21 verse 11. Then I saw a new sky and a new earth, for the former sky and the former earth had passed away, and there no longer existed any sea. Chairman is a great Bible student. No wonder he speaks with such wisdom. From the medical again, he says that Chairman Wontumi is streetwise, not your regular university certificate sense, solid guy. From Kobe Amwa, he says that this man is very intelligent. And also from Oppo Douglas, this man is very wise. In fact, NPP have the men and power. Kudos to Chairman Wontumi. Great guy, Chairman Wontumi. God bless you.
Also coming from Elvis, God never speaks to opposition, but speaks to the leader, Chairman Wontumi. Also coming from Mubarak Sali, Chairman Wontumi is a great person. I have not encountered him personally, but whenever I listen to him, I just realize that you can be successful without degrees. Also from David Austin, please, Paul, I'm pleading with government to create a fund and maybe name a free SHS support fund. And parents and well-meaning Ghanaians will willingly donate into it, and the burden will be lifted on the shoulder of the government. My kind advice. Also from Kingsford, say some citizens are wicked. They are using the economic crisis to make unreasonable profits. I pray for change of mind. Also coming from Nana Wiafi Solomon, Ghanaian traders always increase their prices. If you go to Nigeria, it's cheaper than buying from a Ghanaian. Why Ghanaians? Also coming from Nana Yao Mystic, Wontumi analysis on IMF. My gracious, this guy is fantastic. Also coming from Ken Saka, wise people use analogy wise people use analogy as they are saying. Jesus is the typical example. Chairman has been using analogy for some time now. Big ups, Chairman Wontumi. Also coming from Eric, Oklahoma. What a brilliant presentation from the Chairman General. Chairman Wontumi is a great asset to the Great Elephant Party and Ghana as a whole. He never disappoints. 2024 election is a movement stronger than apartheid. Also coming from Justice Kweku Impon. In Ghana, God only speaks in Nana Akufo-Addo and no one else. Just keep quiet and follow the president's instruction, Chairman Wontumi.
And from Ebenezer Frimpong, he says that, I love how Chairman Wontumi humbles himself and comes down to serve the youth. I think he's one of the party's personalities that needs to be applauded very well. Good job, Chairman. The youth of NPP appreciate your good work. From Ebenezer Frimpong.
Okay, Lamte Rashid from When she says, I like how Chairman's flow is tonight, but tell him his members don't answer our calls. Uncle Paul, when will you talk about the happenings in Sri Lanka? I can't wait. This is from Citizen Francis, and he says, though 2024 can be won, it shall not be on a silver platter. It requires not only hard work and dedication, but the right leadership to pilot the boat. Out of the names flying about as far as the national chairman position is concerned, none has the experience that Stephen Ayesu Intim boasts of. Stephen Intim has seen it all. He has been seeking to lead this party for years, and it is about time we gave him that opportunity to do so. He says, hashtag time Aso. This is from Joyce Boating in Fayase. And she says, my brother Chairman Asuoba, I am proud of you. You were so excited on the day you won. So was I. You should tell the president to remember the Ashanti region so that we can break the 8. Don't put some of us to shame. We still love and like you. Bravo. Isaac Jr. Awaz says, Alhamdulillah. Done with all the 816 regions. Have had engagements with almost all the delegates. We've done our best. We leave the rest to Allah. May He see us through. He again says, in every situation, experience matters, and for that reason, the delegates should vote wisely and vote for Collins Nuntriwi Nwama CNN as our next national treasurer come Saturday. Mustafa says, Paul, please, good evening. I'm Patrick from Subin. Did I hear Wontumi, my regional chairman, saying Imani Ghana uses knowledge and he, Wontumi, uses wisdom? Haha. In fact, my chair won't kill me. Greetings to Nana B, JFK, and Salam. And from Saudi Arabia, this says, I really love this guy. That was a wonderful submission in terms of economic analysis. And lastly, Eric from Meduma says, Chairman has now learned constructive criticism and economic idealism well. He should keep it up and help to fix Ashanti region's roads.
All right. Okay, so Chairman, let's help the lady cut the cake. Then you do the prayer. Everyone is waiting for it. One minister just texted me that they are waiting for Chairman Wontumi's prayer. So, the viewers, this is Hajia. Hajia, stand in the middle and hold the cake. You are cutting the cake with a multi-millionaire who, by the grace of God, is going to be a billionaire and a trillionaire and all that. So that's Chairman Wontumi. Do you want to come and stand around a little bit? Okay, why not? Why not? Everyone come around a little bit. Chairman, this is my team. These are the people who do the work, you know.
Yeah, you're doing well.
Yes, okay. Yusuf, come this way. Okay, Christabel. All right. So Hajia is going to cut the cake. Are we on TV? Yes. Yeah. Okay, Hajia. So cut the cake. Yeah. You don't say no. So how do you say it in Islam? Bismillah. Say it loud. Bismillah. Bismillah. Yeah. Okay. So, Chama, do you want to pray for her? She's only 19. 19. Yeah. Let's speak some prophecy on her, and then she'll be an MP.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is what you want to be? You sure? You sure?
She's not sure. She's not sure.
Yes, because I can see. That is why I asked.
Okay. So happy birthday, Hajia. Thank you very much.
Happy birthday. May God bless you.
Shake hands with your own to me. Might draw some wealth, dynamic wealth, and to come.
May all your wishes be accomplished in Prophet Muhammad's name or Allah's name.
Amen. 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 Okay, let's get back to our seat. I want to do the prayer. And so if you can join us here, we have cake, we have food, we have drinks. We're going to be celebrating Hajia's birthday. Even though it's very late in the night, they are young people. Chairman, so what's your final word?
Yeah, my final word is now the whole world is in crisis. The whole world is suffering. So everybody have to do what he can do to help our dear country. Some have done this. Now it's our turn. So if you are selling things, be honest and be sincere to yourself. how much do you buy it, and how many profits are you adding onto it? To be sincere with yourself. So anything, everybody you are doing, you have to be sincere to yourself and to your God. Because if you cheat somebody, or if you think you are cheating somebody, you are cheating Ghana. And if you cheat Ghana, you cheat yourself. And anybody who don't want to sacrifice yourself to somebody, no one also will sacrifice himself to you. So the time like this is a sacrifice time. Everybody have to sacrifice himself for our dear nation. And God willing, Ghana will move out from this problem, and then we become successful once again. And by God's grace, I know by the help of God, President Kufuor will work hard for Ghana once again. We'll show ourselves up to the whole world. May God bless Ghana. May God bless the people of Ghana.
Amen. Now give us a prayer, then we can wrap it up at 11:30. Give us the Hebrew prayer.
Let us pray in Hebrew. Shamak Israel Yehovah, Lahenu Yehovah Echad. We ahata et Yehovah. Elohika bika luvika, uvika naveshika, uvika miyudika, tode yashak, tode yashak, tode yashak. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as forgiving those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thy is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen.
Amen. What can I say? Nothing. Good night. Yeah, super show. Super.